All right, C1x Updates, 26 maybe. Gotta finish a bag of plantain chips here. Going for half an hour today, that's it. Quick video. In the last video, whoa. What the heck? Sorry, my notes got real small and now they're back to normal. Okay. Don't do that. We're working on graphics. We'd finished all the extra changes and spent some time working on this guy. So we're going to keep that going today. Things left on the list once again. This, improving the summary. We also got the explanations put in last video, which is great. Getting this deep grade working. I did come up with ideas for 2 more graphics to add to this. We'll see if I actually get to those before the holidays. Not if I keep doing 30-minute videos, but we're just gonna jump into this and see how far we can get in 30 minutes. So I had some tasks on updating the description. I made a comment to myself, used a paragraph to comment on general consistencies in shot type, flight path, and distance. General consistencies. Labels above each section in the summary. Yeah. Center combos and headers. Update overall line verbiage at the bottom of the summary. Add padding around the sides. Update background color. And add a border. So I think really just the question for myself is, what information do I want to convey outside of what's in the graphic above? Idea here is that I'm showing the 3 best shot combinations, worst shot combinations, best type of shot, to include the shot type, path, and distance. We're giving them a score. Strongest shot types this round. Shot types limiting your consistency. We're not going to do a focus for improvement just because I have an idea of how to include that in a different graphic. General consistencies in thinking silently, which is good for filming a video. Where is that? Top pairs widget and count is what this is showing. I set this at 2, not in. Yeah, I gave you 2 arguments. Come on. Don't be all slow on me again. All right, yeah, so it'll take the top 2. That adds the flip up from 350 to 400. Oh, this isn't great anyways. Top pairs widget, worst pairs widget. That's just, yeah. All right, I think the fastest approach here is going to be Claude, as it usually is. And we are on a time crunch, so. All right. Give me this. This file produces a composite shot wheel graphic for a disc golf app I've built. There is a wheel and then a container with summaries below it. I don't want you to touch the wheel or data that gets passed to the wheel. We are only updating the summaries. All right, specific changes to make below. The combos I'm passing are coming in pairs or triplets. And the summaries currently display them as such. I instead want to show the most frequent value from shot type, flight path, and distance. Each with their own subheader in the summary section. These can be shown in 2 rows, with shot type and release angle in the first, and flight path and distance in the second. For each top value, this one's for the most frequent. How is this getting passed here? Best pairs, what do I call it? Best pairs. Do I want to show worst? This should happen for both best pairs and worst pairs. So ultimately, there should be 4 rows in total. That is going to get dicey. Ensure that if the same value is going to be shown in worst pair, that is already being the best combos. The second most frequent worst value is shown. Okay. For each actual value that's shown as the most frequent, keep it in a container for display like my values already are. Anything else I want to have it? Make sure that the rows are centered but spaced evenly within the container. Add a bit of padding around the outside of the container so the screen. Add a black border and app theme colors.offwhite soft. That's the for the main container. Smaller container for display. Yeah. Let's drop that in and see how it does with this. because ultimately I do think I'm fairly fond of the way this graphic looks right now. Text could be a little bit bigger, fonts could be a little bit bigger. So we'll get to those things. But we should be pretty close if this turns out okay. Should be pretty close. Throw my phone on the charger here while that's going. Maybe. Maybe. Still on attempt 2 out of 10. No, we're good. All right, so we only get the summary paragraph, which makes sense. Not the wheel painter. Combos score, build combos. Count pairs. Where is the summary pane? Count dimensions. Count dimensions doesn't exist. Summary. Do I have a summary already? I do have a summary. All right, so that's what we're replacing. Does that include top pairs widget? Build dimensions row. Does not seem to. So let's try. Well, no, this is all a part of. This is all a part of the summary. All right, purple bracket at the end. So that, yeah. Seems like we're working. No errors. Didn't I say? I don't know why I'm trying to coach it. Okay. It is kind of cool watching it actually make all the updates. I do like that. It even provides it formatted for me, so I don't have to mess with it. Oh, Oh, we got two count dimensions now. Uh-oh. I see. Okay, next. Do I have a release angle? I do. Okay. All right, so forehand, hyzers, forehands, hyzers, flip ups in that distance. Okay. Backhand, stable, roller release angles from overhands and those distances. Yeah, I do like this. Okay. Where is my summary here? Your strongest how do I want to say this? Your strongest shots this round. Your weakest shots this round. Yeah. And I am going to get rid of this. I've already got an assessment title up here. I don't need this down here. Should I call it something other than assessment? You could call it like shot assessment. Do I have space for that? Yeah. Shot assessment, strongest shot types this round, strongest shots. I think so. Your strongest shots this round, your weakest shots. Okay. Let's go through. The list again. Use paragraph, general consistencies. I like the way this is displayed. I like what I'm displaying. Update labels above each section. We did that. I like these. Update colors for shot type combos and summary. One for good combos, one for bad. Yes. So let's do the same colors that I'm already using. Build dimension row. Where is that at? Build dimension here. Column, text, label. Build value chip. Oh, that's right here. All right. String value. It's good. Okay. Value is not equal to null. Let's go bool. It's good. That's good. color we're going to go is good. Pull colors dot birdie. Pull colors dot let's just go bogey color. That should be good. And then we just got to update where I call it down here. Strongest, and this is going to be true. All the good ones will be true, and then we'll have false down below. I'm going to copy them all first, and then we'll get a false. Okay. I just updated the border colors. Awesome. Stupid. Not even paying attention. Whatever. We're going to go black border. Is a width of 2 thick enough? Three? I like 3. The font will be thicker too. I do kind of wish that was a little bit brighter. Theme colors orange. That seems like a opacity or something. I don't want that. No. Orange gold. How's orange gold look? No. We're getting worse. Vivid orange. I feel like that's the same thing as the bogey color. Yeah, literally. All right, we'll call that good for now. For building the summary, build dimension row. $14. I know that some formatting is coming, so we'll get ready for it. Okay. Update colors, good for bad. Center combos and headers within the summary. Check. Titles are centered. Update overall verbiage. Do I want any overall verbiage? I don't think so. I think I kind of like this. No verbiage. We did add the padding, which I probably just leave the width as is. I do want to make the border background color, padding around the sides of the summary. Where do I build this container at? Shot assessment, wheel painter, summary, build dimension row, painter, off-white soft, 4. Yeah. I think the color's okay for now. We could always adjust it later. Background color border is good. All right, last thing that I'm gonna do then right now is, maybe not quite the last thing, but is update fonts, return, throw data, style, font family, Lolita, overflow ellipsis. It's fine. Okay, context there, shot assessment. Oh, we do need to keep doing the max lines 1 and overflow ellipsis. Okay. 10 value, font family Lolita, color black, overflow ellipsis. Let's give a copy to that. 1, comma. Okay, and I'm sure I'm probably gonna end up increasing these, but that's okay. We'll get there when we get there. Max lines 1. Text here. Lolita. Max lines 1. Okay. Your strongest shot types. Max lines 1. Get rid of the period. Ellipsis. Okay. Weakest here. Max lines 1. Text painter. Text span. This one we will throw here. Is max lines in here too? I don't think so, but we do have overflow, which is important. Get rid of color again. Drop this. All right, let's do a save there, see what all the fonts look like. We'll go summary up because I think summary is going to be the hardest. Summary here. All right. First up, we've got build value chip. How big is 18? So this is the text in here. $18 is good. It would be nice to put these in a column, and then we might be able to do that. Dimension row label 20. Okay. All right, and then here 22 maybe. Make those bigger. Do I have room for that? Maybe these go 20 as well. I'm worried that on a smaller phone, those are not quite going to fit. Make those a little bit smaller. Okay. does take up a chunk of space, for sure. All right, wheel painter. We've got segment font size and 15. What does that do? Okay. For the scores, can I make 15 work? Kind of iffy, but it seems like it. Let's see if I can, we're gonna give Claude a prompt here. New chat. And the code below, which paints a wheel graphic, 5 segments and text inside of each of them. Is it possible for you to get the text here to wrap around to match the curvature of the segment it's in? I want to do this for the outer ring so that I have more room for text. Its current layout cuts off quite a bit of space just going horizontal. Only comment just to try and wrap these a little bit just so that it'll fit. But if we can do this, I think we're probably done with this graphic for the time being. It is, I could see at some point me ending up cutting some of these graphics just because it's a lot of stuff, you know. It's a lot of stuff. All right, it says we're done here. Let's check it out. This is very close. Can you update this so that 2 lines are still allowed? In each segment. I also don't want letters being spaced more or less depending on text length. They should all look the same. And can you flip the direction of text for the bottom 2 segments? 1 segment if only 2 are shown. User doesn't have to flip the phone upside down. Okay, I bet we're there after this one. And then I should be able to up the font size as well of text just in those segments. And then we're done with wheel changes. Thumbs up. It's exciting. One more graphic down, and then I added 2 more today, so you know. Oh, Claude is speeding this up quite a bit, though. It is. I almost need to do these off video just so I can work on other stuff while the while it's producing the code. Copy. Where are we at here? Wheel painter. What we got? You broke it. Dang it. You broke it. No. Remove the constant. Proper spacing and remove the split at the at. I just wanted the text to allow the text to go 2 lines without overflowing its segment. You've caused my text to all go into the inner segment as well, and all the letters are now shown overlapping the same spot instead of being words. Revert back and then implement the fix I'm requesting. Let's see what we got here. We are rewriting, okay. Let's revert this back so that it's this. So I at least have something, and then we'll, that way I only have to undo once. I know where I'm at. We good? Maybe? How do I... Text painter. This isn't better. The first segment drawn is the segments that you flipped the text in are the top left and bottom left. I need the 2 on the bottom. It's as if you flipped one segment too late. Started flipping. Also, the 2 lines looks terrible. I have text with that is all shown in one line except for the last letter of the first word, which is shown on a second line. Why would this be what I need? Have you seen a book that has more than one line? That's what I want these to read like. lines should be a pretty standard request. Yeah, wrapping the first word is not the issue. And I don't think I'm displaying this as simple as just one string. Maybe I am. If I am, then that seems like a silly fix that Claude tried, but no, I don't want to be notified. Go away. Fixed both issues. Okay. Let's find out. Place that. Update. Why are the letters in every segment spacing out to fill the entire line? Or do they just stop the second line early if also one of my segments, top left, is not centered in the segment, and it is now the only segment whose text is mirrored. The two bottom segments, my two worst segments, three best ones are on top, still don't have mirroring applied. So the text in both is upside down. Let's do some undos here. Yeah, this was fairly close. Let's see what we got here. Shooting fast. Speedy. All right. Wheel painter. Try that again. Update. Try again. If the text for a longer text, which require 2 lines, don't look exactly the same as the text with text short enough for 1 line, including font size, letter spacing, and centering in the segment, then you have done something wrong. Let's try it. so close. If I could just get this. This is nearly perfect. Now, without updating the entire file, can you just tell me how to fix the order of text in the bottom segments? They are showing in the correct direction now, not upside down, but distance is shown before shot types, which is opposite of what I want and have in the top segments. Right after I set display label. Okay. See if that flips those two guys. Huh. This mirrored the text like Da Vinci wrote it. I don't want to mirror it. I just want to switch the order of the lines. Go back. Put this right after. Creates the lines list. Right there. There we go. Whew. Okay, now can I make those fonts a little bit bigger? And then we can really be done. Display score is 15. Draw curved text. This is 15. What does 17 look like? Can I go 17 on the score too? I think the 10 is gonna give me some trouble. Let's stick that at 15. Okay, done. Updated the fonts. Love it. Let me make sure, do we still have, I do not, we still need overflow here. Overflow is there for the score. Okay. Just in case, cross the fonts off, which we did. All right, and then best part, not the best part. A satisfying part though. Okay, with the X. Done with the graphic. All right. We are going to call it there for the video. One more graphic done. So things on the list is this graphic, our deep stack grade, which is going to be using Claude pretty heavily again, at least to get the initial graphic there. A list of other general changes, and then maybe throwing on these 2 extra graphics that I came up with. We'll see. I'll definitely do at least one more video before we take off for the holidays, because I will not be filming while I'm traveling. But yeah, we're getting there. It is nice. This is a nice thing to use the AI for, just because I already have the whole backend with all the stat calculations. So it is satisfying to have all these unique ways to display the information that I'm gathering, which I think is why I felt inspired to do 2 more graphics. But it's probably overkill. Oh well. These ones, every time I scroll up, this one's okay. The release angles, that's definitely going to be the first one I end up changing again. That's all right. That's good enough right now. So we'll call it there. Good progress today. Probably back tomorrow, as always. Thanks to anybody who watches these after the fact. If you're a disc golfer and have some thoughts on what C1x should or shouldn't be, reach out. I want to hear them. And yeah, we'll be sending out testing links to at least a handful of top touring pros to get their feedback on this. See what else I can do to make it useful for them. I'm gonna start using it during my own rounds, which I will probably test out during the holidays. But yeah, exciting stuff. So we'll shut up now. Thanks again, and maybe we'll see you in the next one.